This is Namibia!
Namibia, a country you've likely never heard of before and one of the most stunning places on Earth. In this captivating 3-part video series, we'll be taking you on an epic road trip through the entire length of this remarkable country. A journey that spans 5,400 kilometers from South Africa to the Angolan border. Over the course of our 15-day expedition, we will uncover some of the most unique and majestic marvels that Namibia has to offer. From venturing into the world's oldest desert to discovering enchanting waterfalls, exploring abandoned cities, and standing before colossal canyons, this trip will be nothing short of incredible. Get ready for an epic journey through the unexpected landscapes and to see why, after visiting 52 countries, this was my favorite travel experience so far.
Frenchman has arrived.
Oh shit.
We are reunited.
Here we go again.
Another African adventure. Let's go. This time, Namibia. First night in South Africa. About to head out to Uppington tomorrow. Flights booked.
There's so many faces.
The adventure begins. Private jet vibes. Uppington Airport, where we're gonna start the journey right now. Getting our car right now from Kalahari 4x4. The service has been exceptional so far. We're just doing a walkthrough to see how to change the tire, how to deal with any problems, and anything in between.
There are just 2.5 million people in the whole of Namibia, making it the second least densely populated country on Earth, second only to Mongolia. With vast distances between cities and 90% of them being gravel roads, a reliable vehicle is crucial. Since all the rental companies in Namibia were sold out, we found a South African company that operated near the Namibian border. We rented a brand new Toyota Hilux, one of the most reliable vehicles in the world. We paid about $90 US per day, which included insurance. This is a full-fledged camper. It has massive tires and crazy off-road capabilities. It comes with so many things, including a rooftop tent that accommodates 2 people, a fridge that is powered by an auxiliary battery, every cooking utensil you need, a propane tank, dishwashing equipment, first aid kit, manual laundry machine, a dining set, and almost anything you can think of to stay alive in the desert.
There you go. So, yeah, for any small incidents, you can use this. Unfortunately, there's nothing for a lion bite. So for that, you just either bribe that person or whatever.
A rooftop tent is not only easier to set up, but it's also safer. There are a lot of wild animals in this country, and we'll be sleeping all over the place. And it's good to know that we won't get stepped on by an elephant or a giraffe.
Our home, we are in the tent. Let's test it out. Is it too tight?
Yeah, it's fine. It's bigger than the Kilimanjaro tent.
Yeah, it's actually quite comfy. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Training was essential, as it would be very hard to obtain help once we set off.
The most exciting part of this experience is going to be sleeping out in the desert, under the stars, while using the car rental as our home.
After the paperwork and insurance was complete, we received a map outlining our ideal route. Let's start with a map to understand our location better. Namibia, nestled in the southwestern part of Africa, shares a border with Angola to the north and South Africa to the south. It boasts over 1,500 kilometers of coastline, with the Namib Desert running its entire length, rendering 97% of the land uninhabitable.
We just finished the entire process of getting accustomed to the car. The paperwork is done. Neil and Peter have been super helpful and very detailed. We literally know everything that needs to be known about the car. If something breaks down, we know how to change the tires specifically. We know how to cook, set up the tent. So everything is good to go, and we're ready to hit the road.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, wrong side.
Here you drive on the left side of the road, with the steering wheel on the right, which is why you may be getting into the passenger seat in the first few days, but you eventually figure it out. Before our journey, we made our way to the grocery store to stock up on food and water, as there's always a chance you won't see any stores for hundreds of kilometers.
Got the car settled. We'll be on the road camping for the next 15 days. So we gotta stock up, gotta get some pasta, we got some tuna, got some milk, get some beans. Everything you can think of for living for 15 days, that's what we're getting today. We just finished grocery shopping. Spent about 2,200 Rand, which is about 120 euros, 120 US dollars. And we're ready for the next few days. We're out here loading up the groceries in our fridge and freezer. Dry foods will stay in buckets. Night one, camping here in Uppington, right by the river. We'll start the day tomorrow. Cooking our first dinner on this beautiful 15-day camping trip. We got some chicken from Chef Pointe. Hey, let's go. Yeah, this company has been great. They've provided every single thing we needed. Pots, pans, cutlery. Look at that. Cutting boards. Look at this. A tent has been set up for the night. We're spending our first night in a campsite just outside of Uppington, and I'm pleasantly surprised at what I see here. I thought we were gonna be showering using a bucket of water, cold, but these are clean, nice bathroom, there's showers. It's actually quite nice. There's also an area to do your dishes with a scrub, everything you need to really clean up. This is gonna be home for the next 15 days. I am super pumped about our little rooftop tent at the top here. And our bedrooms are basically gonna be the back seats, and our transportation is the house that we're living in. Our first morning, we just slept how long? Like 11 hours? Man, it got really cold in the last 3 hours. I think it's like somewhere between 1 and 4 degrees. We're back in the outdoors, beautiful view, but it's cold. We just don't want to leave the tent. We'll have to get used to this though. We're out there, Kalahari National Park, South Africa. Benji taking the wheel, and the adventure now begins. And so begins the first safari experience of the trip. Self-drive safari. Ben drives the whole time so far. We did a safari for 5 days in Tanzania, and we're back at it again.
Uppington is known for its proximity to Kalahari National Park, one of the best safari parks in Africa. It's also one of the only transfrontier parks, which means it sits in 2 different countries, Botswana being the other. Instead of leaving South Africa right away, we decided to do a self-drive safari before heading to the Namibian border. Starting our trip with a safari was awesome. It made us realize how excited we were to explore Namibia, a country that so few people have heard of or even visited. Our ambitious plan unfolds as we embark on an epic road trip spanning the entire length of Namibia. Along the way, we'll explore all the iconic landmarks, savoring every moment of this extraordinary journey.
So this is our campsite. Beautiful sky, actually. It's a really special sunsets here in Africa, bro. Benji's just setting up our car for where we're gonna be having our tent. It's our 3rd day. We're still in South Africa. I thought we'd be in Namibia by now, but we're going there today. Now we got about a 6-hour drive, 3 hours to the border between South Africa and Namibia, and then 3 hours to Fisher River Canyon, the 2nd largest canyon in the world and the largest one in Africa. Should be a good day, a long drive, but will be well worth it. So we just got to the South African control border where we have to check out and basically go to the Namibian side. We just gotta wait in line for a few other people, talk to the police, sign the car, and then make our way over. Vaccines have been checked. Now we're off to the actual border. Just when we thought it was over, there's another place where we have to go. So it keeps going. We're illegals here.
We enter illegally in Namibia.
So we just went in. Apparently, we didn't get stamps, so
We get the
we're
authorization,
illegals.
but we don't have the stamp. So
You paid for your permit, everything?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
Do you need the
I just see the permit, maybe.
this?
This
like
never
hours.
ends. Yeah, just every single time we think it's done, it continues. This is probably our 6th office that we've been in the last hour.
Make series. Port health, the immigration stamp, the road and fund administration, the NAMRA custom, and now we need the NAMPOL custom.
Oh my gosh. We are officially in Namibia. Let's go! 2 weeks in this beautiful country that we've never been before, but this is gonna be epic. We decided to avoid getting a SIM card and instead use a traditional atlas, traditional maps. We're excited to get back to the roots of travel. First Namibian city, Krasberg. There's nothing going on here. What is going on in this town?
Yes, but it's weird.
What Germany left behind is really good German beer. One thing that I'm noticing, even though there's 90% of the population is black, they're never driving a car and they're never really enjoying life, like eating at a restaurant. So you could feel the apartheid that was here, and it typically seems that the darkest skinned people are on the street without a job or doing labor jobs, and then the colored people, which are more of a mixed race, have like a job at a restaurant serving or at a gas station, and then the white people are usually in the car getting their gas filled or eating at a restaurant. So hopefully we see something different, but so far that's what we're seeing.
German town names, German beer, and apartheid. You're probably wondering what this is all about. Well, let me tell you. Namibia's history bears the scars of both German colonization and South African apartheid. German colonial rule from the late 19th century until World War I brought brutality, forced labor, concentration camps, mass killings, and the Nama Herero genocide, which killed over 100,000 people using the same tactics that would later be used in the genocide of the Jews. After World War I, South Africa administered Namibia under a League of Nations mandate, later illegally annexing it. This led to decades of apartheid rule with racial segregation and oppression. It wasn't until 1990 that Namibia finally gained independence, making the end of a long and painful period of colonialism and apartheid. Yes, you heard that right. A Holocaust against Namibians that took place 4 decades before the Holocaust against the Jews. Yet remarkably, it remains a largely untold story. It wasn't until May 2021 that Germany finally issued an official apology, after decades of persistent pleas from the Nama and Herero communities. Surprisingly, this historical event is absent from the curriculum in German schools, raising questions about the reluctance to acknowledge this dark chapter in history.
Just hit some gravel road in Namibia. Got to reduce the pressure to about 1.8 from 2. We're just in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely nobody around.
Starting our day early, we embarked on a 600-kilometer drive to an absolutely unmissable destination. Meet the breathtaking Fish River Canyon, the world's second-largest canyon, surpassed only by the Grand Canyon. Stretching over an impressive 160 kilometers in length and plunging to depths exceeding 500 meters, it's a natural wonder to behold. Upon arrival, we found ourselves in near solitude, a stark contrast to the bustling crowds I experienced at the Grand Canyon. This isolation added a touch of magic to our experience. Once the only other visitors left, Benji and I decided to set up a barbecue, grilling steaks over a bed of rocks. As we savored our meal, we were treated to one of the most breathtaking sunsets imaginable, all in the serene seclusion of this canyon.
One of the reasons I love traveling with Benji is we're on the same page about everything. They were trying to charge us about 50 euros to spend the night in an average campsite, but not this guy.
This is our camp.
Not me too. So we decided to camp out here, have our own steak and potato barbecue, and enjoy this absolutely magical sunset over the second largest canyon in the entire world.
One of the best things about traveling with a Frenchman is that you try random foods like tremblay, a grilled banana split open and smothered in melted Nutella. C'est très bien. We ended the evening with a vivid moon rising that lit up the sky as we said our goodbye to an incredible day.
So here we are, rise and shine in what we call Mars.
I'll forever cherish that unforgettable morning when I woke up at Fish River Canyon. As I unzipped our tent and gazed out, a breathtaking sight awaited me, a 500-meter deep canyon stretching before us. With no signs of human presence, there were no sounds, just the two of us immersed in the sheer beauty of this remarkable place. We started the day with a cup of coffee, perched on the edge of the canyon, overlooking the serene panorama in peace. Then, I had to bring the drone out.
Day 2 in Namibia begins today. We're now off to who knows where.
Namibia is a country meant to be explored by road, where the ever-changing landscapes provide the most captivating part of the journey. As you navigate the open road, hours can pass without seeing another soul, creating a peaceful and meditative experience. With each kilometer covered, the concerns of everyday life fade into the distance. Namibia is all about the drive, exploration, and the challenges that come with it. Traveling the entire country with a rooftop tent provides freedom to truly explore the country and is an integral part of the Namibian travel experience. A typical day of driving spans around 5 hours, and that's the part we enjoyed the most, the journey. The vastness of Namibia's open roads, while mesmerizing, can also pose a challenge. The scorching heat and vast distances make it a country where you definitely don't want to get stranded. Therefore, whenever we spotted a gas station or grocery store, we made sure to fill up on fuel and stock up on food and water. Despite the remote terrain, the gravel roads in Namibia are well maintained and leveled by graders, ensuring a relatively comfortable ride throughout our entire trip.
We made a pretty big mistake today. Forgot to open the dust buster, which is this thing right here. This is what prevents all the sand and gravel from getting in the trunk where we have our tables, chairs, food. Luckily, we found a really nice mechanic here who's taking it away with a hose, some pressure, and we should be good to go in a few minutes.
Our day commenced with a 7-hour, 400-kilometer drive to Kolmanskop, an abandoned mining town. Throughout this journey, the landscapes transformed every couple of hours, where we encountered wild animals, drove through rolling hills, and witnessed a myriad of colors. At times, the surreal surroundings left us feeling like we're on another planet. We arrived at Kolmanskop and soon realized it was either closed or completely deserted. Regardless, we decided to venture in on our own. Originally constructed at the dawn of the last century, during the Namibian Diamond Rush, once boasted a thriving community of 1,000 residents. The town boasted amenities like a school, a restaurant, a library, even a concert hall. However, when the mining operations ceased, people gradually departed. In 1956, this place transformed into a full-fledged ghost town. Most of the doors are still open. It feels super creepy in here. The wind rocks the structures, and you constantly have the feeling that you're not alone. Once the people left the town, Kolmanskop fell prey to the relentless desert and frequent sandstorms that plagued the area. Consequently, despite numerous cleanup efforts for tourists, the sand has infiltrated every nook and cranny. Some of the houses still serve as reminders of the once prosperous community they had been a part of. Kolmanskop is weird, it's creepy, and beautiful at the same time.
And what makes Kolmanskop so dramatic is the fact that we're in the Namib desert. And after it got abandoned, the desert took over this little town. Right near Kolmanskop is a town called Luderitz, right on the Atlantic Ocean. Benji and I are looking for a campsite. We'll be having our dinner tonight along the water, watching the sunset. We decided to eat some fresh seafood.
How to make a French happy.
Hey, allez, allez, allez.
The beautiful town of Luderitz, with a population of 20,000, is situated on the Atlantic coast of Namibia, and the architecture, with its colored houses, make you feel as if you were somewhere in Germany. Namibia, once a German colony, retains vivid traces of its cultural heritage throughout the country. Also, 7% of the population boasts German ancestry, yet they own a staggering 60% of the land. This disparity and its far-reaching consequences will be explored further in this series. That brings us to the end of the first episode of our Namibia travel series. Namibia is an absolute gem for tourists on a global scale. It's a country with extremely diverse nature, interesting people, and unique places that you won't see anywhere else. This road trip served as a reminder to savor the journey of life as much as the destination. It's evident why Namibia ranks among my favorite travel destinations, and I'm thrilled to unveil the most renowned sites in episode 2. Get ready to explore Sossusvlei, Deadvlei, Sandwich Harbor, and Spitskope. The adventure only gets better from here. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on my African adventures, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and follow me on social media. See you in episode 2.